talk about. We'll just keep talking. We'll just keep talking. Just keep talking. Talking. For so long. Oh, we're babbling on. We're babbling
Babbling on. Okay. Hi. I'm Hilton Dresden. This is the first ever seconds of recording this new podcast, Babbling On, an extension of a Substack production. And I'm feeling so excited. We have a beautiful guest here today. She's got long blonde hair. She's an editing whiz. She's fucking funny. She's in love. She's everything to me. And she's actually my roommate right now. And the reason this podcast is happening, in addition to her girlfriend, Natalie Rivera. So, without further ado, let me give a warm welcome to Molly.
Well, it just feels like amazing to be here, first of all. And I want to say that we were friends first, not roommates. It's not like...
Totally.
Not to, like, sorry, discredit. Like, when that happens, it's beautiful when roommates become best friends. But also, like, we're in a special period of time where friends are living together and it's heaven.
Totally. It's like it kind of happened out of nowhere. And, like, we have a friendship that exists outside of the roommate dynamic.
Yes. And it, like... It's reminding me a lot about, like, living with your friends is, like, good for your health.
Totally. And that's why I'm a little nervous to live alone in a second. But, like, it'll be good. But I really want to savor this time because it's, like, been heaven and will continue to be heaven.
It's just, like, actually been incredible. And it is an honor to be the first guest on your podcast.
Thank you.
And I think it's cool for guests because it's very honest. Like, I'm not famous. Like,
yeah, I think that's the whole conceit here is, like, we're not trying to get it's like, this is a conversation between friends. You're gonna have to
bleep that name, like, because that's actually, like, an early guest, I have a feeling.
Well, I just saw him, like, on a panel.
Yeah, and we're gonna bleep the gender as well. Just to protect you.
Now, I want to follow organic conversation, but of course there's business to attend to just like, which is we start every episode of this with a personality assessment, just so we know who we're talking to and we feel like it's all going to be okay. We need to assess who you are and where you are. This isn't about you as a whole necessarily. It's really about you today.
Yeah, that feels good.
And so that's the way this quiz should be answered. It's called the 8. It is called that because of 8 women. We're talking, of course, about Carrie, Charlotte, Miranda, Samantha, Hannah, Jessa, Marnie, Shoshana.
The only 8 to ever exist.
Which are the 8 women that exist. There's, of course, 5 sub-women from Big Little Lies, but we won't even get into that today.
Yeah, let's not.
So, I don't know how familiar you are with either show, and not every listener will know either show. So it's kind of an alienating thing.
You know I'm familiar with Sex and the City. Like, that's a big part of our friendship, and you didn't need to say what you just said.
That was weird that I said that, because I knew. I guess I was more thinking about how Girls is maybe not...
Girls is more of a blind spot for me, because it's like looking in a funhouse mirror. Like, I can't watch it without, like, kind of unraveling. But I know it's like the great work of our time. I'm just not ready yet. Like,
is it still true to, like, our modern experience, or is it like a period
I think it's
piece?
in the past now. It's where I could watch it. But it's also like a painful watch too.
Yeah, but it feels more... I mean, Sex and the City is my all-time show, number one.
Same.
Girls goes there in an honesty way of, like, friendships, like, having a lot of drama. And... Anyway, so you have to choose who you are today of the 8. You can have more than one, or you can be like, I need your help.
I mean, I of course need your help. Like, I'm having an initial idea come up, that it feels new and a little scary, and I would have never pictured it, but I'm feeling like kind of Miranda-ish these days. Like, I don't know what to say.
I'm
like,
sorry. I mean, I would have said that, although there's a Samanthantatious quality to your day-to-day.
You're being very generous.
Just in your positivity and your, like, lust for life.
I mean, I certainly will take it. And the Miranda inside me right now is just like someone I'm getting to know a little bit more. And like cautiously approaching with love.
I should be more that way. I should be more that way.
So let's take ourselves maybe back to something that reminds me of being a teen.
Yeah. Oh.
Of being free, of being like young and full of dreams.
I'll be honest, there was a different way. I was just as anxious back then.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was in many ways much worse then. Like I would never go back or something, but different flavors.
Yeah.
Different flavors.
And it's kind of nice to be like, oh, there's that feeling again. So, Molly, what the fuck are you babbling on about?
Well, the show we've been alluding to is, I think, arguably the most important cultural artifact of the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like, when you think of television, I'm just saying that. Like, I know it could be argued against, but I think it changed culture more than anything because it touched the youth.
Completely.
And that's the show Glee.
Glee.
From Fox.
From Fox.
From Fox.
From Fox, it would be Glee. Fox is not related to Fox News?
I think it has to be.
Okay.
I think it has to
That's
be. I'm not sure,
good.
but like, how could it not
That
be?
is
You know,
not good.
there are only like 4 companies too. So if they have the same name, it's like then they're owned by the same like
Kellogg's.
yeah
Is
Kellogg
it
type
owned
stuff.
by Kellogg's?
Yeah, it's on the 30 Rock food map.
Glee, just to give you this stat, first aired May 19th, 2009.
I mean, that is a very specific time in the American psyche. Like,
Complete.
Obama era optimism has kind of shattered along with the
You think people at this point are like, Obama isn't working?
the housing market crashes. And I think it like brings in this kind of like decline of the American empire feeling like that the show really rides on, because the show is set in Lima, Ohio, and is meant to be like this kind of like super average American high school.
It was so relatable. I felt,
like,
as someone growing up in the Midwest, like I was like, I see myself.
We haven't even considered this. Like, you and I both attached to the show, not growing up on the coast.
Yeah.
Like a lot of our friends, I think, have a different relationship to it for that.
Totally.
way.
And it, like 2009, I had just finished I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And then started
that's
sophomore
the right
year.
time for the show. That's the
because
right time.
then the second episode aired in September of that year, which would be sophomore year for me. Freshman for you? Or
I think even 8th grade.
Shit.
I don't mean to like
fuck.
out
Okay,
you. Like
so that I would rather just breeze past. But like it reflects like what we were literally going through, because middle school is high school basically.
And I feel like at that age, you're always like looking to shows to show you what's like 2 or 3 years ahead.
Yeah.
Like, I loved watching shows about high school and middle school because I was like, this is what it'll be like.
Yeah.
This is just like a cool like suggestion of what it will be like. And then like you watch prom on TV so many times, and then you go to prom and you're like weirdly like having all these memories of watching it on TV.
You're
like,
not present for your own prom. You're thinking about
you're like, how
Lizzie
is this
McGuire's.
the movie? Like, and where it looks a little different than
And it doesn't,
the movie, but
well, the other thing regarding the housing crash and the whole combustion of these pillars
and time period this is in
is, and I don't really want to linger on this actually, but it is a very huge tragedy, even larger than the show, with just like the deaths.
I mean, I think like that and I don't want to linger on it too much either, but it's like impossible not to now consider the show with that in mind. Like,
Completely.
It's just a different feeling when you know, like,
Completely.
I mean, like a dark kind of curse was on this show about like musical theater.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like for listeners who don't know, we're referencing like the tragic deaths of many cast members.
Yeah.
And
in
other
different
like
ways.
and also like just very different and specific like kind of horrific life events. Like 2 cast members dated each other and there was like abuse.
Oh my God.
Like allegations. Like I think that happens more than once actually. And it's just like Naya Rivera's death is so tragic to me too.
She was my favorite character, basically.
I mean, and maybe let's just get into
yeah, let's
it
just,
right
I don't
there.
actually want to linger on the tragedy.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know, like, why you chose Glee, your relationship to Glee. I mean, we've kind of just discussed this, but like, what were your favorite parts? Like where should we begin?
I mean, I came to it late because like the first like season and a half had already aired by the time I like started watching it for the first time. Because I think it went on like Netflix or something. So I started like season 2 and then like worked backwards.
Yeah.
So I had like a weirdly like private relationship to it because I was watching it like after it had aired, and at the time, which we'll get into later, when people stopped watching, like season like 3, 4.
Yeah. It's basically 2 different shows. Yeah. Because I watched on Fox, I suppose it would be, when it happened, like Tuesday nights, and my friends, I went to an all boys.
It had the Tuesday night slot, and then it got the Thursday night slot later.
It moved.
But by the time it was bad, it was
in
like,
chapter 2.
Or not bad. Like, actually, I loved it the whole way down. I'm actually like one of the only people who can say that, honest to God.
It's so interesting. And maybe this is just like a good time. Although, siren, yeah. Basically, we decided to talk about Glee.
Yeah.
And we watched some random episodes together to kind of just refresh our memory and get to the thing. Now, I was watching Tuesday nights, went to an all-boys Catholic high school.
Oh my God, I went to an all-girls school.
Wait, you're kidding?
No, I actually didn't know you went to
I
an
didn't know
all-boys
you
school.
did.
Holy crap.
Were
I'm
you
like
Catholicism?
electrified right now. No, it wasn't Catholic, but it kind of had a flavor.
I mean, they all are
Yeah, it was
basically Catholic if you're
non-denominational, but it's
doing
like-
one gender.
Yeah,
like,
but it's like, well, who else would have thought of this?
Right, like, what
psycho
about-
stuff. Like,
Right.
It's not a good idea to separate the genders.
No, they need to be together.
We
like,
shouldn't be like obviously doing gender, whatever, but like,
It's over,
and then
but
separating it. It's like,
still here, basically.
my brother went to an all boys school, and like, he would be the first to say like, it's not good for boys not to be around girls.
Yeah.
Too. It's like,
No,
it's
literal.
not good to develop in isolation.
Because, and think of me, like, I'm sorry, but like, I was a loner. Like, I had like
know, my
I had like
God.
3 friends.
I would have loved you so much. Like,
And
you
then they
needed to be in
left
high school
me.
with some girls
Yeah.
too. Like, some girls would have been everything at that
And
time.
you know what? There was theater after school at the all girls school,
Yeah.
sister school. And I would go like be in the plays
Yep.
there and be friends with the girls. But then like in school all day, I would be like reading in the corner. Like it was,
I mean, how
I was sad. I was
relevant
really
is this to
sad.
Glee, by the way? Like, it's actually shocking. Like, you got to go do theater and be with the girls, like be with the group. Like,
Yes.
Man, I mean, obviously the funniest thing ever is like high school theater. Like, I think that is also such a huge part of Glee. It's like nothing. What's funnier than that?
Literal. And you never, those were the highest highs I ever had, like the cast parties.
Yeah. And like, by the way, I didn't do high school theater.
Oh.
So this is kind of like an outsider looking in, but I did the 8th grade play. And so I feel like I got a flavor of it.
counts.
And I was in a comedy group in college that was basically like
That
high school
completely
level
is enough.
emotional dependence.
You did 4 years of
It's
high
actually
school
like
musical
what
theater.
I'm describing is a little bit
Playing
it's like
Sally
kind of like
Bowles.
the even higher level of that. Like, so it's not, I'm like, I understand the highest of highs. Like, oh my God.
It's so much
the like
fun.
cast party vibe.
It's so
and
much
like,
fun.
that's family.
Yeah.
And so that's also why like Glee hits so hard, because the jokes are so funny, because it's also like the optimism that's in teen theater is
Completely.
just so young and like not.
The earnestness was like, because at the time I wasn't like, this is kids pop, this is corny. I was like, this is it. Like,
And I was like, this is what it's like to be alive.
Yes.
Like, this is how hard you are feeling as a teen.
Not that I was fucking or getting pregnant or anything.
No, and and then I mean, one of my favorite things ever is like watching something now, like when I'm brushing up on 30 that I loved at like 16 or 17. Because I feel like you form this like interesting, like triangular relationship to it, where it's like what I thought of it at 17, like before I like understood like more about the world and what I think of it now, which is like, then Mr. Shu was cool. And now I'm like, this is the weirdest fucking loser
This
guy.
part.
Like, this isn't okay. Like, this dude is fucking weird.
This is what I need to say is like my relationship. Like, so I would text my like 2 friends from the couch Tuesday nights about it.
So,
and, like,
by the way, like, that's heaven as well. Like,
Yeah.
live texting a TV show. You and I have done that before, and it's like one of the
no,
highest
it's like,
highs you
it's
can
almost
have
like
to.
better than sitting together and watching something.
And it's like you're doing drugs because you're so like in your screens.
it's
you're
like-
like one screen to
it is
another.
like heroin.
It needs your attention hard. Like, you have to
But
focus.
so Mr. Shu, I have to just get this off the table. Like with my high school friend girls who were girls, from theater.
They thought he was hot.
We had a Glee costume party, and I was so like enamored by Mr. Shu that I dressed as him.
Holy
I wore like a button-down shirt
Holy
tucked
shit.
in with like pants and belt.
Like, and I bet
had
you rocked
short
it
hair. Well, I
down.
had his hair too.
Yeah. No, you have something different and special too. His hair is a unique part of him.
I thought that I had that hair back then.
I've never seen anyone with that hair before. Since like he's one of a kind in that regard.
Well, that's why Sue is correct to be like beating him up for it.
And let's talk about the fact that like Sue Sylvester is
Yes.
really the reason for watching.
Yes,
like,
yes.
And as a kid, you don't like kind of actively realize that.
Yes.
Like,
by the way, lesbian.
yeah. And I basically was like, why is this old lady on screen in a way that was like very interesting to reflect on now, like with internalized misogyny. I basically was like, get this old lady off the screen, like ASAP. Like
I wasn't quite there, but
and I actually like need to cut that out, obviously. But
no,
like,
that's staying. We need it.
It's just like what I felt because I feel like, I mean, it was a time when we were raised to like watch the Victoria's Secret fashion show, like the weird, super hyper formalized, like
there was no
ideal
like,
woman, and be like, she's actually like fat and ugly.
Right.
Like that was like kind of the cultural.
Yeah.
By the way, like that's also why all girls schools shouldn't happen. Like that's what happened at the all girls school, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
beauty standards are impossible to live up to. And that's why I don't think that hot gay guys, like, I don't want to be near them unless they're fucking me. Like, don't look at me, you know?
It's a little scary and freakish.
It's like, I'm so angry. Like,
so let's just say that. And Sue is not a character you could have today. Like, it was a time when it was like, you could say really like
evil,
basically
things
regrettable things
that would
now.
like drive people to like hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Are the things she was saying.
Yeah. And like, you could not do that now. But that said, like, some of the lines are funny.
Funny as
like,
fuck. Well, that's
I'm
because
glad
dark,
you can't do it
mean
now,
shit. Well, not mean. I don't want to support mean, but like dark things like that can be funny.
I actually wrote down some of my favorite lines. I don't know if this is
maybe
like the
now
right
is the right time.
I mean, for them.
Yeah,
but some
we have
like,
a lot
I do
to
have
cover,
to
so let's
address.
just get to things when
I feel
they
like
come.
we just naturally arrived here, so maybe I'll take the moment.
I mean, I'll say this regarding Sue and Shu.
Sorry, I'm reading one of the lines.
Okay, let's hear it.
She's too good. I don't like obviously know what this is in context of or response to, but it's USA Today, the newspaper for people who can't read. And like her line, I mean, like obviously like that's not funny because I said it, but like her line delivery is so good. She says this to Mercedes and Kurt: how do you two not have a TV show on Bravo? Like, that's pretty good. Like,
I mean, they like knew what they were doing. And the writing is so crazy.
Yes.
It's like every sentence has like 45 words in it.
And now it's also like they're doing, and she's delivering them.
Yes,
by the
she
way.
never runs out of breath.
Never misses. Like,
I wonder if she did a lot of takes or it was just like, my aunt went to the store and killed you down, Mr. Shu, or like whatever.
Like, I wonder how much was improv. I really am like, I really respect Ryan Murphy for like understanding what a genius she was, because she's like, the show doesn't work without her too. Like
Completely.
She's somehow like this believable, funny antagonist to it, and like the opposite of like these optimistic teen theater kids is like her. Is like,
well, that's the thing is the reason the show works, and it does work. Like, we need to circle back to that. But
did it win Emmys?
Emmys is what I was going to bring up. Is like, well, first of all, the reason the show works is Jane Lynch, her meanness next to the earnestness of the others. Like, it needs to be punctuated, like
heaven.
popped. The balloon needs to be popped, and she pops it.
And you have to like you have to like understand it, that these kids need the music too. You have to like be like,
you have to
get
get on board
annoying.
with that, or there's no point in watching. You have to get that like they need this music.
Yeah, you somehow have to put like them being annoying aside and like be in it with them.
And some of them aren't that annoying. Like some of them are cool.
Yeah,
like we'll get to it.
They were my friends.
They were like, I wanted to be them. No. But so Emmys, do you know?
No, I mean, I would guess that it won for season 1. If like
you're guessing series it won, or just
is there
anything.
like a best new series?
There's best comedy series. I think there is not best new series. Maybe there is, but
it probably won best comedy like season 2.
It didn't ever win that. It didn't ever win.
A Knife.
Yeah, it got nominated.
What won that year? What could have won?
So it won 3 Emmys for season 1 and was 11 nominations. That's like a lot of noms. Season 2, it had 6 noms and 1 win.
Wow.
Which is
What
a
was the
strange win. Gwyneth Paltrow.
I mean, the system is rigged. Like, let me just say that. I'm not going to get too fired up, but like,
agreed.
Obviously, what are we doing? And I will also caveat that with her episodes are incredible. Like,
and I mean,
really
the umbrella
episode,
singing in the rain
seriously.
mashup where they're with the wet stage and there's the umbrella.
She's also iconically funny in it. She's like literally LOL, laugh out loud,
she's
like legendary.
10 out of 9.
Yeah,
like she's I love her. I fucking love her. I love Gwyneth, and it's like her architectural digest.
I love her because she did Glee. Like, honestly,
That's what
she
made you
can't
love
like
her.
do wrong to me because I'm like, well, she got what the show was, and I think she ended up with like one of the creators or something. So I'm like, she really
are you
gets it.
serious?
Yeah, I think like one of the creators.
I
I
wish
think
I had-
she's married to one of the creators of Glee. Could be
Before
wrong,
or
of course,
after
but
coming on it? Did they meet on set?
I think in my
Chris
mind
Martin
and heart
was-
they met on it, which is
Yeah.
also why I'm like, she's legend. She's like no problem. She's perfection. Like, and she dated the guy from Coldplay. Like, I'm like,
Chris Martin.
obviously, like she has it going on.
And
Like,
Coldplay is very
not
good,
that
by the way. Sorry,
like,
Yellow.
Yes. Wait, so
I
something.
know Milo Xyloto was a little like.
Did
but
they do Coldplay on Glee? They do a couple songs.
I'm sure they
do a couple songs. They do what is the breakup song
La Vida
that's so sad on
Loca.
like
No,
Coldplay's
Viva la Vida.
I mean Viva La Vida, the summer it came out, my cousin Stuart, who I
Love.
adore, played Viva La Vida on loop all night in the computer in his room so that when he woke up from sleep he would hear Viva La Vida and then get to go back to sleep and kind of like be in this fugue state of listening
what do you mean?
to
Like, so falling asleep with it on loop, being asleep with it on loop, waking up with it.
Yeah.
What are you talking?
like that's just how good that song was. And
That
so then
song
I
was
started doing that.
do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, because like the way that song can make you feel is actually like very in line with Glee. Like Glee could use music to basically make me as a teen be like, this is real. Like this is the most incredible art I've ever seen.
To
by
activate
activating
your
like
life and your feelings.
an insane cover with choreography on this amazing, insane show.
Which I want to ask what your favorite numbers were, but I do just want to. Well, should we circle back to the awards? It's just interesting that there's 3 wins for season 1. One is directing the pilot for Ryan Murphy.
Okay.
And then there's 2 acting wins. Do you want to guess? One makes sense and one does not really.
I mean, I really wish it was Naya Rivera, but I don't think that's
She
what you're
wasn't
going to tell me
even
because that like
nominated.
I can't like stand that basically.
She's hot and she's funny, and her and Brittany are the core of the show.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
Yeah,
though.
we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But her, like, that's actually one of the saddest features to me is like, I'm like, her talent was not recognized on this show.
Oh, not
like,
at all. She was like the best. She was the funniest.
She was the best
too.
of them,
and
the
like
funniest,
the hottest,
the best performer, like unbelievable
the most
actress
emotionally
as well.
checked in.
Like her performances would. Obviously, we'll get to it.
We'll get
like,
to it. I mean, it's hard.
I can't even like speak to
we
it.
we have
honestly.
the Britney episodes are a huge thing. But so the 2 wins. One was, I'm just gonna say it, Jane Lynch. Which
okay, that's
is
cool.
Totally
yes,
great.
That's great.
And then the other
and
one,
actually, that's cool. Okay.
so she won an Emmy for this.
Okay,
Then
good.
the other one that
Get
year
your crown,
was
queen.
Neil Patrick Harris.
No, because like so let's just say so obviously like he was great on the
I mean,
show
I love
too,
him,
whatever.
and I actually had the pleasure of interviewing him in a gymnasium once, and it was great.
Wow.
Yeah, we like did a workout. He led a workout class, and then we did a little video interview.
Holy shit, are you
I wonder if
kidding?
we can find that.
Let's surface when possible.
We'll put that in the show notes.
But honestly, this now makes me want to talk about the guest stars that were on Glee.
Yeah.
Like,
there's
there's actually no better star-studded, like, is guest the right word? Like,
yeah, I think there's
cast.
featured or guest. I think there's like more than one denomination of like,
I'm sure, like
coming
one
on
episode
something. Or not.
No. Like, that's all agents do. Like, there's for sure, like, different,
it's all
like,
about like which
pay
word are you
levels too, and like everything is about like title and like place on the call sheet. Like, hundreds of thousands of dollars every day made on that.
Wait, so guest stars leads me to like favorite numbers because that's where 2 of my favorite numbers come from.
Could I try to quickly guess?
Yes. I have like 5.
I mean, is it Let's Have a Kiki? Is that on there?
I'm sorry, no, because that's from chapter 2, which I didn't watch, which we're going to come to like part 1, part 2 of it shortly, I'm sure. But no, it's not that. I love Sarah Jessica, obviously, and I'm hoping to
Is it
get
like a Kristen
hired.
Chenoweth?
You got it.
Right? Like, she's so good on it. Oh, I love her.
It's actually...
Is it the one where they're roller skating? That's an unbelievable cover they do. I can't remember, but I just remember
I'll tell you this.
Both
of my guest star favorite numbers are Kristen Chenoweth.
Wow. Wait, you're going to have to tell me because I don't know.
Okay, so it's Maybe This Time, which is where I picked that up as my go-to song to perform live.
It's so good. I love when that tiny lady is singing so hard from her tiny little body.
It comes out of her like...
She has a song in her.
She has a song.
She's like explosive. Like
she's the only actress. I know you said Meryl Streep is, which Meryl Streep is, and I'm her number one devotee. But Kristen Chenoweth also is.
I totally agree. And like obviously, like we give our crowns to like the fact that Glee like had on all these Broadway stars. Like it was really cool.
Turtles.
Like it got like Broadway to the Midwest. Like, which is important.
No, like
honestly.
Casting theater people, Sex and the City does it too, is like good grief. That is good.
Yeah, it's a really like smart thing to do. Like Idina Menzel on Glee.
I think you meant to say Adele.
Adele Dazeem. I'm going to go ahead and say like that's the performance of her career.
Yeah, but Kristen. Wait, why didn't they have Kristen and Idina like get together?
I don't know.
Or did they?
They probably wanted to be like the biggest thing happening in the episode or something. I mean, I don't know. Like it's hard to speak to.
I do just want to say too, Kristen Chenoweth is playing like an alcoholic, which we're gagged for it.
And she sells it. And it feels like, I mean, it really, I think her character is very in line also with like America at the time, which I feel like for the first season, they have a good pulse on it. Like I felt like the American like mood and psyche, like, which was kind of just like hopeless. I'll be stuck here forever in this one horse town, like decline of like manufacturing, globalization, like the majority of the American experience.
It was existential.
It becomes like a show that is so wildly out of touch and like just an insane, like weird fever dream of like coastal elite.
That happened about, I mean, I stopped watching when Quinn gets hit by the track.
I mean, which by the way is early. Like
that's mid-season.
I think 4 more seasons. Oh shit.
Or it's early season 3. I saw the first 2. Okay. Let's not go walk on it.
I made you watch some of season 4 because I felt like you couldn't
speak
to the
well,
show
I mean, I have
it,
to. I'll just say it now. Like I had seen 1 and 2 a lot, and part of 3 fallen off, and then I think by end of 3 is really when I stopped. Is like around when it started to go cool.
in 3 is when they graduate high school. Is that right? Because season 4.
Well, because then it's a full restart. Season 4, 5, 6. There were 3 more seasons. That's so insane.
I mean, you honestly like don't even know how crazy it gets. I will just say that. Well, like until you've seen season 6, like you don't know. 6. Like some of the stuff they pull.
I need you to say some of them. I'll just say this, that since we were watching, I ended up catching end of 3 into beginning of 4 and randomly loving the New York stories.
I love the New York storyline. It like invigorates me to watch still. Like
Agreed.
I'm part of like, and here's another thing I think about Glee is I'm like, Glee is to blame for something too. Like Mr. Shu teaching all these kids to like go follow their dreams on Broadway, like is actually like really bad advice. Like, is that too cynical? Like, I'm just like,
wait, you mean like because like give up, like you're not good enough?
No, I mean kind of like not everyone in the Glee Club is a star. Although I do feel like they're always like, yeah, but like Rachel is like they can only like give it a shot.
Rachel is, and I actually liked her in New York. Like I stopped hating her so much.
Yeah, because there's some. I mean, I think because like they have Kate Hudson be so mean to her that you like
and another
find her
likable.
In the oh my god,
that
they
character
had on
is
all
like
these. Wait, Gwyneth Paltrow's is too. It's like they have on these. I think. Well, she's like a party girl.
Okay,
she like can't settle down with Will. It's like part of her storyline to get her like in and out of the season, like just to like she had an engagement or something.
She won an Emmy for that, I'm pretty sure.
She just got in, got her Emmy, got out, like got maybe her man too, like not bad, and like gave the performance of a lifetime. Like so obviously again like hats off, like hats off. That's what quite well done. And wait, what?
Okay, wait. I want to circle back to some things because if we go chronologically, that might help us.
Yeah.
So like back to 1 and 2. That's where it like really is a prime thing that should have won comedy series. Like,
of course,
even though it was fucking crazy and the dialogue was insane and like it got really mean.
It had something really real.
It had something really
real. I think that's why
real.
people liked it so much.
Yeah. And the songs were good. I mean, like, now you hear back and it's like, sounds not so textured as things we listen to today, but they were good. And like my other favorites, what were your favorite numbers, particularly from those two
randomly
seasons?
like what immediately sticks out is Valerie.
Yeah.
Like I loved the Valerie performance.
That's Santana.
Like because it was the first time she got like I think like the lead or whatever.
Yeah,
and it was
I
like
think it was.
It's about time. Like it's about effing time for her to get the damn song. Oh, The Boy Is Mine too is so good.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, Bust the Windows Out Your Car.
Oh,
of
Bust
course,
by
like we
Mercedes.
haven't said it. Like
Mercedes.
And it also is like she's the one. And also like, wow, when we really zoom out, it's like obviously she was the most talented person
completely
in the room.
And she
like,
won. Like,
damn, there was some talent in the choir room. Like we do have to give it up.
why wasn't she fucking nominated?
I don't know. I mean, I think we know why. Like probably because
Racism.
like of deep racism within our country, and like also what was so frustrating too, you know, which is also like apparently the storyline that the cast has is like that these other super talented people like weren't getting as much time.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
and
I will
the show
say, like, Rachel
plays
gets a
with-
song every episode.
I know, and it's like
sometimes
her
it's,
voice
like,
is not always the most interesting. It's like
sometimes
talented, but
I don't want to hear about Finn and Rachel today. Like,
I
could we
know.
hear about
I
another
don't really
damn
care
kid
about
in the
them.
Glee
I
club?
know.
Like,
I
it's
don't.
freaking me out that they're getting married. Like, even as a teen, I was like, no,
that was
like,
so
that's
weird
crazy.
that they would get engaged.
Like, it didn't make any sense.
And then, but which the show was smart to realize that like Britney was a fan favorite,
yeah.
and then like lean
that's so
into
true.
that
Like-
more, like because she ended up being not only the most incredible dancer, but like the funniest character.
Yes, and
like
also,
funnier
like-
than Sue.
like, she has some
Even.
lines, especially in the first season. I mean, so now we're really getting into it.
Yeah, so
like
let's
Brittany
go
and
there.
Santana.
Yeah,
Like, and
that's what
them
brought
being
you
the
to the
most
show,
important part
right?
of the
Like
show.
the
It's-
queer awakening of that.
I mean, like it's almost too raw to like bring on to hear how like real that was for me.
Yeah.
And it like, I mean, they are just so good too. And I'm also like, they're both legends because like, that was like a big risk for like the only role they did or whatever, you know? Like I remember feeling like it's cool that like they're doing this with their characters. Like I feel like some actresses at that time like would not have wanted to play a gay character.
Agreed.
Because they would have been pigeonholed. And I feel like I don't know if they did or not. Obviously one of the most interesting things about the show is that like no one went on to have a career from it except for Lea Michele
on Funny Girl, which we saw together.
Yeah, I mean,
Unbelievable.
and it was incredible. Like we have to say.
Turn.
And do you know this?
What?
I think I try to basically tell everyone like basically in a way that's like medically weird, but because I'm like shouting it and it feels like I'm clairvoyant or something. But like Ryan Murphy wrote that into the show that she was going to star in the
Funny Girl
reboot on Broadway, and then like that played out in real life.
So
like,
that's on like season 6.
yes,
that's
like,
so fun.
Season 5, she's like on. I know, and I'm like, huh. So he kind of like. And I feel like he did it with a few other things too, but that was the big one where I was like, so he like prophesized this, but no one saw it also, except for like me.
A few things about Rachel that I'm just checking my notes here. Like one thing is how she sings gets annoying because there's a lot of H sounds and inhales. It's like, and then like you would start a word that starts with a vowel like,
for me, it feels very like classically trained.
aardvark would be.
But I don't know what I'm talking about also. Like it feels like she really theatrically knows what to do.
But it's like it hurt. She's like, instead of aardvark, she would go hardvark. You know what I'm saying?
That's something I've never even noticed, but like I'm addicted to. And like
the faces she makes.
Like she's always crying too. She's always like crying, which is impressive. Like it is. Like she's clearly like singing her heart out and weeping. Well, I love it. I'm sorry. What can I say? Like when she's doing that, it's actually like
it's so
obviously
good.
that's
so
an
moving.
unreal performance.
It's so
and like
moving.
she's like singing like Katy Perry's Firework, crying that hard, and it's like, all right, like yes, like
well, that song does kind of
like
easily evoke that emotion.
I mean, I actually wouldn't say easily. Like really think about that song. Like the lyrics are not very strong.
Baby. Isn't that plastic bag?
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
I do though. Like
yeah, floating in the wind, wanting to start again.
That makes perfect sense.
I'm gonna cry. Like I'm seriously gonna cry. Like wow. So obviously, like that's a really powerful.
I just broke
lyric.
out in sweat. Like
me too, and my like heart is racing.
I feel like sick.
Okay, I'm just taking a second to collect myself. But
can I pivot us just gently?
Yeah.
I want to like circle through a lot of all of the main characters because it's like we have relationships with all of them, and like there's a few things I feel compelled to say about many.
It's time.
If you don't mind, I'll just list them off.
Go ahead.
So like one would be like Emma Pillsbury, played by the indomitable Jayma Mays.
So she actually like so one of my things is like there is no such thing as a good actor or actress. Like there just isn't. Like people can sort of play themselves maybe sometimes, but like other than that, like there's no such thing except for maybe her. Like she is maybe the only actress in a way. Like
you said that about Meryl before though.
And I'm pivoting it to like there's one person who can hold that truth for me at a time, and Meryl just got kicked out for her. Like she's sells that character. I like it. Like she does a good job.
Agreed.
I like when she dates John Stamos.
And her
That's a really fun period.
That's in the Britney episode.
Yeah.
Which
the most
is
important
one of the
episode
best
of television,
episodes,
arguably.
And I'm a Slave for You. I mean, okay. Well, I mean, let's just acknowledge.
I mean, the I'm a Slave for You cover. Yeah, like that's all I'm comfortable saying about that at this time. No, just how like sexually intense it was. Like I was like, I need to see them kiss.
The dancing was sharp.
Yep.
And Britney, by the way, we know that she got hired to teach them the single ladies.
I was going to say this, so I'm glad you did. Like someone had to say it. Britney, the character, was hired to teach them the single ladies dance, and she was so good and like obviously charismatic, and like I think held the camera in a way that they were like, "You're on the show, girl." So hard not to root for that.
Hard knock life for us.
It's hard not to be really into like how swaggy that is.
Which also to acknowledge the single ladies episode is like the episode as well. Isn't that where the hockey player kisses Kurt? Because I remember, or maybe not.
No, that's so much later.
But that was when I was texting people like, holy.
when the football player kisses Kurt.
Like, let's go to Kurt now.
Yeah.
Because I want to say things there.
First of all,
a nominee.
Here's the thing I want to say.
I was happy to see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to the actor who played Kurt. Like
Chris Colfer.
Thank you. Like he's incredible.
Yes,
like he had to be like the first gay kid on screen. Like he actually was kind of. Is that true?
I say this. Kurt is what like made gay okay.
Yeah.
When I entered high school freshman year, no Glee, like it was very dangerous.
Not okay.
To
Yeah.
be gay. I mean, maybe I don't know. I didn't get beat up or anything,
but
and I wasn't
okay.
out.
Yeah.
I was wearing North Face fleece, but like I didn't come out to college. But like I was petrified of being gay.
And like then every mom in America saw Kurt on their television and was like, I like that Kurt. Like that's okay with me because he is just too cute.
He's so cute.
And it's like, exactly.
Is he hot, do you think? I mean, I think
that would more be a question for you, maybe. Like,
right? Because
did you find it like sexually stirring, like him?
No,
and Blaine
I didn't. I think he's beautiful.
Yeah,
and has great, like as Sue said, like porcelain features.
I mean, just another example of an incredible Sue line. Like calling him porcelain,
right?
It's like that's heaven.
But then when he gets to New York, actually, there's a certain like bubble butt twink. Like I could eat.
I actually think like in the New York episodes, he becomes like. I mean, it actually feels like a really powerfully true like gay male arc, which is kind of like being seen as like adolescent in high school. Like I feel like some of our friends like kind of say this, and then like moving to New York or somewhere and like sexually blossoming because it feels more like it's more actionable and I don't know.
Sometimes those blossoms come in waves. That's not like you achieved it and then it's there. Like sometimes you feel like you blossomed and then you're like regressing. A
few steps back.
I mean, I'm in a period of chosen celibacy right now.
Yes. It's very powerful.
I needed to just like step back.
Yeah. I mean, I think like life is all like rhythmic. Like there's rhythms.
There's rhythm.
Seasons.
I like think that out the dance floor. I mean, obviously. I guess I more meant like it's like fraction. There's something like about fractions on the dance floor. I don't know, like chunks of time.
I'm loving
this. Is like a ketamine thought that I have where it's life becomes like these units of time.
Oh my God.
On
That's
the
like making
dance
my
floor.
heart beat fast in like a way that's like almost scary.
I
I think it's true.
Wait,
so was Glee a sexual show to you at all? Like, did you find it like, was Glee like a sexual show to you? Like,
yes, because
as a teen.
I was really hot for Puck.
Oh shit, me too. I mean, he's stunningly gorgeous.
Yeah,
there were a lot of people on the show I was hot
and
for. And
Finn, I was hot for. Blaine. I mean,
Yeah.
Teenage Dream. That's one of the all-time numbers.
Yeah, I mean, like that is an interesting moment in the show. Like when they go to the all-boys school. And then they're wearing those outfits, but they're still, quote, in Ohio. And, like, everyone is super okay with, like,
it's like
gay
what?
all of a sudden. And, like, they're wearing, like, candy cane stripper uniforms, basically. And,
that
like,
sounds hot.
The nicest school ever. It's like that for me was, like, I was like, oh, shit. Like, the show is, like, not even close to reality anymore. Like,
yeah.
And that's, like, season 2.
Season 2 is when they just decided. I mean, they were always, like, going campy with it, but...
It's like, I think they get like a bigger budget almost every episode for a time.
Well, because it was such a huge hit.
And so I think like it's almost like they're getting a budget increase like episode by episode. And you can see like as the budget like increases, like the show gets campier and like less based on reality.
And isn't worried about being realistic. I felt like I had something more to say on Kurt, but I think that'll come. I do want to still circle to the episodes we saw.
Also, like Kurt's and his dad's relationship is actually like, I really loved seeing that relationship on screen. I thought it was, I think it's also why I made Gay okay, is because it like also then gave this like weird example of like it being normalized to like a dad like that.
Completely. And get this. So his name's Mike O'Malley. Yeah. He was nominated. He's one of the nominees.
He's good in it. That's cool.
Like I was surprised by that because he's like, I guess he was a big character, but like.
I guess they're nominating like the adult roles, like which is like fine.
Because
like,
Kristen Chenoweth also got nominated that season, and then Matthew Morrison, Lea Michele, Chris Colfer.
Their performances are certainly like more mature.
Yeah,
because the other ones are kids, aka like 27-year-olds playing high schoolers.
Which character do you have more to say on Kurt?
Also that his like mom has died. Like, I feel like he's such a sweet character, and like
I should rewatch that.
I like it gives you such like a fondness for him, I feel like too. I don't know, like because he has this like hard life, and like his dad almost dies in the show. Like
he does?
Yeah.
When?
He has like a heart attack, I think.
Oh yeah.
Like,
jeez, and then he would just be an orphan.
Yeah. And it's like he almost becomes a high school orphan, the gay kid. It's like Ryan Murphy kind of like I think knew what he was doing, by the way.
He's
with
a
that.
brilliant
like,
genius who will dig that knife in and twist.
Because I think the only way we care about like a kid in like young adult literature is like if they have no parents. Like it's like the weird like Harry Potter, like Chronicles of Narnia, like they have to have no parents or something like to be a protagonist.
It's like you've experienced pain.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch like given recent life events.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, and it's also like. I mean, I always think it's interesting, like when a show deals with death, and like there are a few times where the show kind of does well, like including when Sue's sister dies. Like, have you seen that episode?
No.
It is actually like I could like tear up right now thinking about it. Like I find it to be a very sweet episode. I haven't seen it
what season?
in a really long time. Maybe like 3, maybe 2 or 3.
I did see it.
And
it doesn't. I
wonder if it holds
she
up.
She has a sister who has like Down syndrome,
and it's like I mean, it's just another brilliant facet of the show
really
too. It's like
sad.
Because Sue's actually like a very like 3-dimensional character. Because of that too.
She's unbelievable,
and it's hard like. That episode, and then the Glee Club like sings at the funeral.
No,
and it's like
that is hard.
And it's like one of those moments. Like the show's always doing these moments where like the Glee Club has like an alliance with Sue because of like the pain of being alive or whatever. Yeah. Like they always have these like momentary
I like that
moments.
They just like find a way to keep them connected.
Yes.
So Sue is like there.
Totally.
She's amazing. What was I gonna say?
Let's do the next cast member.
Yeah, so I did want to quickly acknowledge Finn's mom as being like really a heartbreaking performance.
Yes. And like wait, actually I'm like realizing how talented like some of the actors were.
Yeah,
in,
like the principal.
Series. Yeah.
Iqbal
he's
Feba,
good
I think
too.
I think he's great.
Yeah.
I love him.
Oh, Finn's mom is really good. And in season 1, she is like a cornerstone of like showing that like really devastating American experience. And like his dad died in Vietnam. Or, sorry, not Vietnam. Sorry, that's what my book is about right now. I think his dad dies in Iraq.
Oh, it is?
Like,
wait, what book are you reading?
I'm reading American Pastoral by Philip Roth, and it's like actually like.
Can I read it after?
Yes, it's like I'm finding it like psychedelic and intense.
Oh, I need it. I've actually never read Philip Roth, which is really
it's
embarrassing.
so good. Like, and it's also like not psychedelic at all. It's just like I'm finding it so intense.
It's about the Vietnam War.
Sort of. It's about like this rich American suburban like pastoral life.
Sure. I love
that's
that
like
shit.
away from all of that, and then this guy has this daughter who like becomes like. It's like 1968 and becomes like really radicalized and like I mean it has been like an amazing read.
I'm reading Anna Karenina now. Not to be a bitch. But and then also you need to read Flesh and Blood by Michael Cunningham, who wrote The Hours, which is about this generations of this family in like suburbia and like as the wars happen.
I'm really into like, and also is relevant for Glee, like American suburbia right now. Like it's just like arguably I think like one of the just in American art, like I think it's still very unexplored, like because I
do think it's been explored some, but I don't think they've gotten into the corners of things and done enough exploring.
And I think like a lot of the like 70s 80s exploration of it has happened, but I don't feel like there's a lot of like 2010 2020 exploration. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I feel like we have the before that time, even 90s, like I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking of Over the Hedge randomly, which isn't yeah, have you seen that? It's like this animated film and they go into like someone's house in the suburbs and it's like it's a sharp critique of suburbia.
I mean, listen, and just when that stuff hits, it hits hard.
Well, Glee is like one of the best, and like Finn's mom is really depressing.
Like when you meet Finn and his mom, they are like you're introduced to the character like via the dad's death, I think, and like the mom's loneliness, like because Finn's like. You're like meeting Finn, and this is I think when they were doing voiceover when he's like, you may like I'm just the quarterback, but like my mom is actually. Do you remember this?
I mean they do a lot of voiceover, and then it was like not bottle, but like sort of the like Orange is the New Black idea of like you're focusing in on a character. For each episode.
And I love when like shows change format, and I love when they do voiceover. Obviously, like Sex and the City.
Voiceover is so
like
good. I hate when people are like, voiceover isn't a good device. I'm like, fuck you.
I couldn't agree more, because also like a lot of times why movies are so much worse than the books they're based on is because like books and like a lot of great art is about interiority, and like when you just have a TV show, you can't get to that level without like. Just through dialogue, you need to put it in their head
and hear those words that they're thinking.
But also obviously like good TV can express that reality like through choices a character makes and like stuff they say. And like Finn's mom, like you understand, I feel like the state of her life because they have that character who comes and sprays their grass green every Saturday, and he's like the one treat me and my mom really like have and like splurge on, and she gets so happy and relaxed is when this guy comes over and paints our grass green because they have like dead grass in their yard.
Oh my God, I forgot about him.
Paints their grass like this nasty green, and he's like singing rock and roll songs while he does it, and Finn like learns to like music through that moment. And it's like, so that is like such good writing, because I think it's like you see that flashback when Finn is explaining his relationship to music, and it's like,
oh my God, that's like oh my God, that feels like Michael Cunningham.
I mean, part of the like I think thing with Glee too is like the young adult thing of like discovering the power of music that happens at a certain age, I think.
Well, it's true that Glee like taught me most of the songs I know besides like Lana at this point, like and the
besides,
words
like
and
top 40 songs.
Yes.
Like I'm pretty embarrassed to say that I'm almost like I don't know if this is right, but I think it's possible that my introduction to Fleetwood Mac is like through Glee. Like, and that might not be true, but I'm like, that actually is true for like Gaga and me. Like it like really
Glee introduced you to Gaga?
It really accelerated my appreciation for her.
Okay, sure. Well, I guess they were coming out at like the same time.
Yeah, and like I was like, oh, I like these songs, but I wasn't like Googling her or like seeing and like
yeah, I mean,
Ryan
Gaga
Murphy
for
like
me,
tributing all the outfits like on the show is like, I love that. Like he did some amazing stuff.
A few things I have to say. One is that like Little Monster since the start, like I didn't see the Fame Ball. I was too late for that, but like I'm a huge obsessed. She's
and I
my
know
number
that about
one.
you. And it's embarrassing for me to like tell you this.
No, but like
it
sounds like you found her like right on time. Like
I found some of this stuff late, and it just was what it was. I think it like got slower to Texas or something. I'll just say that.
I also have to say though that I think it's a travesty what was done with the Glee Gaga episode. They made up for it by having her songs in other episodes.
Just don't like the songs
there's
they
the
picked?
Edge of Glory and the one that we saw, and there's like Telephone, which was horribly executed.
I don't remember when they do Telephone.
It's with that girl, Sunshine or whatever. Oh, yeah. Like, what's her deal? Like that voice didn't.
So that I think was happening because Glee was such a success in the summer. They had, when the season was not taping or airing, they had this reality competition show to be like the next cast member of Glee. The Glee
but
Project.
I didn't.
And I think she was a winner.
I didn't see her. I looked up like
I didn't watch that
maybe
show, so I don't know.
maybe she was, but like I didn't find her being one. And that's she's in like that one episode singing like an auto-tunes Telephone. Like and then
there are
the
a couple
Gaga
kids who fly in and out. The Irish kid, maybe you don't even know about him.
He was a Glee Project winner. Which like, what did you have to do to win? Because he was like and didn't sing. I shouldn't say that.
Don't.
Oh fuck.
I mean, we're just saying it. We're just staying real. Like,
we'll beep it.
And honestly, like they kind of treated him like that. I will say that. Like they didn't give him much screen time.
He doesn't have star power.
He doesn't. And like a lot of people in the room did. Like, listen, it's just life. They would say as much in the Glee Club. Like,
yeah. Oh, they would say much worse.
And obviously, like one of the most heaven things is them being like, I get the solo, like fighting for the solo.
Right.
Like,
Kurt,
but also
Mercedes,
it gets so tiring,
and
of course.
Rachel in a three-way. Yeah. But there's other people who get solos where it's weird. But wait, so the Gaga one, I'm just saying the boys ended up doing Kiss songs instead of Gaga, and it was like only half Gaga.
Yeah.
It was like, you guys fuck. That was like the biggest night of my life when I was like the Gaga Glee episodes coming, and then it was like half the songs were Kiss songs. I was like, I'm gonna fucking like be really upset now.
I feel like there was a time, maybe like again season 1, when they were trying to maybe have like a male audience for the show. Like I think they were trying to be like, oh, like straight teen guys will watch this show because they'll be like, yeah, like that's a football star or whatever. He's just like me in it, and then like. And so they were making choices like not having them sing Gaga, but Kiss, because like guys can like Kiss.
It started with broader appeal.
Then they gave that up later.
Yeah, and then they were like, let's just do it for the faggots and the girls and the lesbians.
Let's just fuck it.
And the trans women. Wait, so they had their...
Yep.
I mean, I guess it's coming up now, but like, so...
Here we go.
There's like Unique, who comes later in the season, who's like a trans
it's actually
woman.
Like, and a Tony winner. I wonder how like the representation of that, some of that stuff is holding up. Like I would be curious.
Well,
like,
okay, so this I found to be a really interesting facet of things. And this is actually like so problematic.
Of course.
I'm just realizing that I'm thinking of it now. Like really weird. But so Coach Beast arrives in season 2. She's not trans. That's why this is weird. Like she's not trying to imply
that
she
actress is not trans.
Is, as far as I'm aware, no.
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't think so. But like, I feel weird bringing her up because I thought of trans, but just because she presents so butch, I guess, is like
later in the show they have her character transition.
Oh, really?
Yes,
oh, okay.
yes.
Well, then I feel better about bringing it up, even though I didn't know that. But.
It's like part of the season, like 5 or 6, I think, plot line is like that her character is trying to.
And was she good in it? In that
I mean,
role?
I actually think she's another like unbelievable performance on the show. Like
so
she's like a really tender performance in some moments.
She's amazing, and they're so mean to her, and they say things that like I'm sure the actress
it is
has devastatingly had said to her in
brutal.
Real life.
Yes.
And so her name's Dot Marie Jones, the actress.
I mean, I lay more flowers down. Like she was incredible on the show.
And this just like moved me, I guess. I don't know. Like she was nominated for an Emmy, I want to say 3 times.
What? For the show?
Yeah.
That's cool.
For season 2, she was nominated. And then season 3, she was nominated. By the way, she was the only nomination for season 3.
Wow.
And then which is crazy actually. Season 3. She grew up as
Season 3 is like late too. It's like when the wheels are kind of spinning off a little bit.
Yeah, Quinn getting hit by the truck, which let's get to Quinn soon. But Dot Marie Jones was a 15-time world arm wrestling champion before she was discovered. Like, and just think about that. Arm wrestling. Like,
discovered
not regular
by,
wrestling.
A casting agent or something? I mean, I don't understand how
I
this
don't
stuff
know
works,
who discovered her, but I saw that she was like discovered while like bodybuilding type shit.
Wow.
And then,
I mean, another stunning
character. She was nominated season 4 too, alongside Lynch.
The show, like, really at the end, like, I feel like it's all like gay characters too. Or like
it's
50-50.
really brave and cool of them. Like, sorry, it just
like,
is.
It was I think really actually powerful for like
yeah.
I don't
and
know.
At the end they were focused, I mean, like the Emmys at least were focused on that with Dot Marie Jones, and there's a directing Jane Lynch and Chris Colfer won Golden Globes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love the Chris Colfer one. Like, that's sweet.
Yeah, I know. He won a Golden Globe.
And of course, like, just voicing again, like, Naya Rivera should have been on that list.
So
like,
should have
I
Brittany,
just want to have it on
I
the
don't
record.
have her name in front of me, but I think it's really Brittany.
I think it's actually Heather Morris.
Oh, yeah,
it
is.
I'll just tell you this right now. Like, that is her name. Because, like, I know those two actresses.
The names on the show of the actresses are funny. They're like, let's talk about Jessalyn Gilsig.
Wait, who's that?
Take a guess. Jessalyn. That's one word. Jessalyn Gilsig. Which I just thought was one of the funniest names, and also one of the greatest performances. Is
that Tina? No.
No. I don't think she's one of the greatest performances.
I
think she's
honestly,
dud.
like, I said the same thing. I said Tina as you said that, and I was like, well, then it's not her.
It's someone
we
who
just
has
have to say that so that we're real. Like, she's good. There just is actually some talent on the show. That's all I'll say. And this is how cutthroat the Glee Club is. Like,
I don't even know if I think she's good. I'm like burning bridges today.
But I think, like, you have to be honest. Like, if we just sit on here and say everyone was good, then, like, turn the podcast off. Like, we're an ad for it.
Like, sorry, I'm just gonna be honest.
Like we're just gonna be honest. Good. Like, I think it's amazing. Like, I'm sure she got her bag, and I hope she had a great time.
No doubt. But this role and this part did not click for me.
It didn't make sense. Like, and I think it's also because, like, they started her off hard. Like, the character has a stutter that she's faking,
and then it like is gone, and then it's back, and then she's like suddenly like supposed to have all these solos, but you never really, except for True Colors,
doesn't
is like
feel
her only
earned,
song.
Like, and
which was moving.
But I also think it's a very real member of a high school show choir as well.
She
I'll
needed
just
to
say
be
that
there.
it added some reality to it.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite thing on the show is always when they're crying about how much they love Glee Club. I just want to quickly say that. Like, I do feel like she always brings it home, and like the Glee Club means everything.
They
to me
always
moment.
get so upset. Also, Mr. Shu is always like frazzled with anxiety about the Glee Club to the point where he's like,
he's like sick and can't
like
sleep.
Burn my house down. Like, I'm going to fucking like commit
like
suicide.
I mean, which is another part of like watching it at this age, which makes me like, yo, this guy is like not okay.
No,
like,
and it's like he must be like
stopped.
perverted.
And like, do you know
think?
that he and Lea Michele dated before the show?
Before the show,
yeah.
Which, like, in real life, I'm sure the age gap isn't really like weird like that.
mean,
Although
it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Weird, really.
It's hard to say, like, because we don't know. But
If
like,
you're
I couldn't
like-
tell you his age. But
I think a 10-year age gap is perfectly hot and healthy, and I had one
that's great.
myself.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 9.
10 is big, but it's obviously all respect.
Depends on the people.
Yeah,
I suppose.
it does. And that's what my grandparents had.
Which one older?
What do you
Grandpa?
think? Period.
Yeah, so the normal setup.
Yeah.
Women, of course,
Of course, 10
don't
years
get
younger.
to age with the same.
It was a special time then too.
cultural-
Like, I was really thinking about it the other day. Like, at that time, like, you had to just go marry a guy, like, so that you could, like, you couldn't get a credit card. Like, it was,
Oh
you
my
just had to go
God,
get married.
that's
Like, you couldn't
right.
own property. Like, it's like, right, like, time to go get married. Like, so that someone like takes care of me. Like, and I have a place to sleep.
would have done that though.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just like housewife things and
Yeah.
then do a podcast.
I know, but I think the thing is, like, you wouldn't be allowed to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And having to recently be like, it's cool that I work or something, like,
Yeah, no, I mean,
to
of
raise the
course.
spirit.
And I'm
Obviously,
excited
like, I'm
to
grateful.
put my nose to the
I'm grateful.
grindstone and join you in the workforce
Same.
one day very soon,
There's
I'm sure.
there's something invigorating about it. And also, like, I can't believe I'm saying this, like, because I'm making it sound like I actually work so much. Like, I work 5 days a week.
That's
like,
a lot.
At a
No,
leisurely
you do
job.
work so much.
No.
I'll just say
No.
that you do work so much.
No, I like, it's not my personality. Like, whatever.
Wait,
We're
can
cutting this
I do an impression of
Yes.
Quinn?
Yes.
Because here's the deal with Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote this down. She kind of groans through every line and
Oh my
deeply
God.
throws it away. Like she's like, I didn't watch a clip recently to practice for the impression, but she like throws every line away. She's the cheerleader, and she's all like, say her line is like,
she's gorgeous. Like that's a huge part of the plot too. It's important to like say she's like classically like, especially in that time where I feel like there still was that fascination with like the blonde teen beauty or whatever,
which there still is. Let's keep it real.
For sure.
American
it's like,
Beauty. I
it's
mean,
like,
that was 20
seriously
years
like
ago or whatever.
It's like a cornerstone of the of the country. Like
She
it's
was
important to
fucking
acknowledge
hot,
because
by
it's
the way.
deeply like flawed and scary, of course.
The
But
girl in American Beauty being hot.
Yes, she was like, she really sold that plot line as like him blowing up his life, like
I mean, it
to
makes
potentially
sense.
like
I kind of like, I want to like have a day like what they
amazing.
have in American Beauty, you know, where they all like go crazy.
I mean, that's what the earthquake felt like it could be yesterday. Let me just say that quickly. Like, it felt like all bets were off for 10 minutes.
And the earthquake did signal. I was hoping it was like a God thing where I would get this other apartment, but then it signaled me signing a lease on my second choice.
And part of me is still like, Godzilla like got out and is like running around. We just don't know
that
it
would
yet.
be heaven.
Wouldn't that be fun? Like,
even if
carrying,
we
like,
were
that
the ones
movie.
eaten, that would be heaven.
I know, like it's coming to New York. Like Godzilla's like coming for a snack.
Lives
Like King Kong. Like, let's do this. Would be cool.
Okay, wait. So my Quinn impression, what would be a line like that I could say? Like,
she's always like, wait, one of my favorite plot lines of hers is how she gets into Yale. Like,
what?
Yes. End of season 3, she gets into Yale because she's like, I wrote a really convincing like essay about teen pregnancy, and I guess like the Yale Board of Admissions liked it. She's like, I'm going to Yale. Like, I can't believe it. Like,
Wait,
that's kind of my version
that.
of the line delivery. And it's like, and like that's when she and Rachel are like friends, air quote. Like
they all just become friends some
at the
episodes
end.
and enemies the next.
Because they're like, we were in this Glee club together. Like, we're family. And it's true, you know, to some extent, of course.
Okay, so her line would be something like, I got into Yale. They really liked my essay, right? Mm-hmm. So the impression I would do would be like, okay, let's see if I can do it.
And they always give her these lines. It's like, I'm only sleeping with you because I thought I looked fat that day. Or what, like in season 1.
Fat that day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I'm going to try that one actually. Mm-hmm. I actually only slept with you because you... Oh. Okay, so...
You've got this.
I slept with you because there were too many wine coolers and I looked fat that day.
Yes, like that actually is close. And also,
it's just
like,
that she throws it away and like groans.
Yeah, and like, I mean, she's interesting. Like, she's been in a few things since that. But
yeah,
I mean,
I think she directed too. Or am I thinking of Brittany Snow?
That I don't know. Brittany Snow, all my love. Sending
all my love
to Brittany
Wishing her
Snow
the
right
best.
now.
Yeah,
she died. Right?
No,
Is that right?
No. Wait, why did you think that?
I thought she died. Are you sure?
I'm 99. Should I Google it?
No. I think we should live in like maybe
I'm
maybe
100% she's alive.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I think I only think that because of Prom Night. Like, because I associate her with this scary murder movie, which is
same
a little
time
sad.
period as Glee.
Yeah, that was that time.
Like,
Wait,
it basically
can we keep going through the cast?
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Because we have to get to Naya Rivera eventually.
Can I just get you to guess who Jessalyn Gilsig is?
Oh, yeah.
Or I'll just tell you.
Yeah, I think you have to tell me. I don't know.
It's Terry Schuster.
I mean, she sells it. Like,
Yeah.
that's an incredible
Fakes a
actress
pregnancy.
as well. And like, also watching it recently, like when she's like in season 1, like telling Will she needs the like alcove and like kitchen, like that she needs more money. Like, it really is like, she is insufferable. Like, you really feel for him.
horrid.
You're like, oh fuck,
She's
like you're
horrid.
going home to this. Like, she's horrid.
But then don't you feel like when he discovers the fake pregnancy?
Yeah. What a weird scene, by the way. Like, when he
where
like
is
rips
that?
the belly off.
he
It's in their
rips it
kitchen.
off, and like that was abuse basically.
Yeah, it was a
But she is so there. I feel like I remember like
yeah. You're
she's
right.
like,
You're right.
Please,
feel
I
like-
did this for us.
And it actually feels like really truthful, like a really, like I feel like she really nailed that character in a way that is like almost hard to watch.
Completely.
Because it's like that person is so scary and hard
a lot
to be
of them
around.
are hard to watch. Like I feel that way about Finn's mom too, actually.
Oh, totally.
And then something else about Kurt I needed to get off my chest is his toothless, watery smiles, breathy and shrill, is what I wrote down.
I mean, yeah, you don't see his teeth when he sings, do you?
No, you don't. You don't see them.
It's very unique.
Wait, so let's go to you want Naya and Santana?
I think
Let's
it's
go
time.
there. Yeah.
Like, this is arguably for me as a teen the most important like actress I ever encountered, like in terms of like life trajectory or something.
Say more.
Like, she just was like such a huge sexual awakening to me. Like, it was like and also like I just like loved her performance. I was like, she's so good, like so talented. And like,
when you first saw her, do you remember like your first time seeing her? Like, is it not
I
really
think
that?
one of the first times I saw like was like a kissing scene with her and Brittany. It was like,
oh yeah, because
that was like when I joined later. Yeah, like when
that's
they were
like
doing
early
that, like,
on in the
practicing
show they're
kissing
doing
thing.
that.
And that was such a like interesting random throwaway plot from the writers. I feel like it was like they kind of like tried it, and I felt like wanted to see how people responded, and then like in these early internet days, especially when I think like a lot of gay kids were very online, like maybe not to their parents' knowledge how much they were online, were like literally like writing like how much they loved that
on like forums or whatever.
On forums, because I could like see it, like, and they were like extremely active. It was like a very interesting like internet community of that moment.
Was it just gay kids, or was there
more into
also this element of like, this can please straight guys too because it's two hot girls kissing, or is that not really?
Maybe, but I think maybe in the way that was like it didn't actually or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hard to say. Hard for
Is
me
there
to
any
say.
more joint left?
Yeah.
Not to be a crazy bitch.
No. What? Maybe to be. Did you loved her too?
Yeah, I did. I also thought like, so here's a question, like what is actually their voices singing and what's fake? Because like I heard Santana, I think for the first time with Valerie, which I also wanted to say like a huge anticipation, like part of the show was like waiting to hear if this person could sing,
and
or
like these other characters, and like and actually like you're kind of in it with them, because the plot is like, oh, they're like, I remember when it's like Brittany and Mike are gonna have a dance solo, and Santana and Mercedes are gonna sing.
Yeah.
And like
you would be
the
like
choir
seeing
room's,
the
like,
trailer the week
freaking out.
before and be like, oh my God, they're singing this time.
Because you would like see a trailer the week
The
before.
trailers
I
were
mean,
so fun.
this topic has been like beat to death, but like TV airing on a weekly basis and having to wait for it, it's
worth
just
mentioning.
good. Like,
and that's why HBO is still the best, because it's like Sunday night.
It's like binging something all at once. Like, it doesn't like affect you the same way because you like forget about it.
Yeah,
like
agree.
the few shows I've like watched on like a tear, I basically like hate almost.
I agree. I don't even. I like actually
freaky.
mostly feel like I don't binge shows in the way that I did for
Yeah,
years
for
in
same,
college
same.
and
I
the
can't
past
do
like
it
10
anymore
years,
'cause
but
it, like,
now
grosses
makes
me
me
out.
like sick.
It makes me sick because it's like I'm living more there than like in my life. It's a little weird.
I know.
Although I am like having a very powerful Succession rewatch right now.
Oh, I should do that. Oh, actually, I guess I do that with girls in
Like-
Sex and the City like every day. I'm realizing, like watch
So there
like
you
5
go.
episodes in a row.
Yep.
Wait, Santana though, like her voice,
Do it every
as
day.
far as I'm aware, like is husky and smoky and
Yes,
cool in a way that
yes.
basically no one else is on the show.
Yeah, totally.
is.
It's much more like mature or something. Maybe
Yeah.
that's not the right word.
Is
but,
it real? Like,
like,
is
more
is it
interesting.
auto-tuned, these things?
I think it's auto-tuned, but I mean, they did do that like Glee concert tour. Do you remember when they like sent them on tour?
And would they be lip syncing?
I don't know, but I kind of think they're good because like I think auto-tune only goes so far, especially because you can like I feel like she has a lot of emotion in her singing, and I feel like if it's just auto-tune, like that doesn't come through.
She's like the most deeply emotional character, I would say.
Oh, but, like she's so good. Wait, did you see the episode where they do a high school production of West Side Story? I think you didn't watch this
don't
one,
think
but honestly,
so.
we have to. Like,
Let's watch it.
Maybe after
Maybe we
this.
should watch after this
Yeah.
to decompress.
I actually like.
That would
I'm
be
like, we're gonna
great.
sign off now.
I saw the Rocky Horror one.
The Rocky Horror one is great. I love the West Side Story one. It's like crazy,
haven't
but
seen
mostly
it.
because like the songs are so good.
Yeah.
Although I think in that episode, like a couple of them lose their virginity, which is so funny because they're
In the
like,
West-
they're
oh.
like, I can't play this character if
Well,
I
wait.
don't lose my virginity myself.
Don't they lose virginity in the Madonna episode?
Some do, but not all of them
Not
do.
all
Another amazing Naya Rivera scene is when
Yeah.
she's like doing her like a virgin performance,
Oh, she's the one singing like
Yeah.
and
this is,
Rachel is getting ready for sex.
but then
during
doesn't
that.
have it.
Oh, then
with
doesn't
Jesse.
have it. Okay. Right. Oh, with Jesse St.
Yeah,
James.
yeah.
We have to
We address.
address
The
the sparkly pink elephant in the room named
And let's just do it now. Like, and that's
Jonathan
another
Groff.
like Broadway nod that is so cool.
Yes.
Like
Spring
because-
Awakening with Lea.
and like and they have such a chemistry. Like
Yeah.
it comes through, and it's like
He's
so cool to
so
hear about
hot.
Spring Awakening after that. I also think this is also why it's a powerful show for people not on the coast, because it's like I never saw Broadway.
Oh, I
Or,
neither
like,
did.
You know, like, and so putting those Broadway cast members on Glee to sing is like actually a cool like accessibility to
So I
theater.
guess that they all do have amazing voices. It's just
Yeah.
like I wish they did a little less cleaning up the audio.
Yeah, same. I would like so much rather have like them actually singing than like it really does take you out of the show that it's like basically like a lip sync with no like noise or whatever. Like,
I know.
it
Like
feels
they
so,
should
like-
have. I think a little bit of background isn't like such a problem.
No, and it's surprising to me that they didn't like even have like Foley to cover it or something. Do you know what I mean?
What do you
Because
mean?
like adding in like the sound of a desk chair pushing or something like. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
Like
I-
add in
like
some
just-
background sound, like when they're dancing in the auditorium or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
like
yeah.
have like some
like
of
they
those
should
noises
do
a
that,
little
or why
bit
don't they
more.
just? That's why they should sing it live and
Yeah.
then pick up.
I mean,
but I guess it's
I
hard
bet they
to do.
didn't because like that's so much more involved. Like
Yeah, it's like a way harder thing to do. Of
Like,
course, Gaga did it.
it's of course, and like it does seem like but it's like maybe only like Gaga can do that or whatever. But it's also like I think like this show was brutal to make and film, like just schedule wise. Like I feel like that's part of the weird curse on it is like they were really working that cast hard. Like dance rehearsals with like all these audiences. It's like the very little I know about like production, I'm like what they're doing like would have taken like forever,
lot,
like
'cause they
so
have to
many
co-
hours.
Do you think
like
Euphoria
so
is
many
a comp
angles.
today, like in terms of intense production? And but I guess not, because they all became superstars in a way that the Glee people just didn't somehow.
It's also just like it's got a different feeling to me. It's like its own thing.
Yeah, I don't.
It is like I think like the answer to Glee like 10 years later or whatever,
Yeah.
but it just is a little different too. It's cool. It's like how like Sex and the City like Girls is like I feel like an interesting like obviously like almost evolution of like comedy about four
Completely.
girls or whatever. That's what like
Completely.
Euphoria and
that's
Glee feel like
interesting.
to
I
me.
like that. I like
the
that.
evolution of like,
That
the
thing,
like
what is it? Where it says to this is this.
yeah.
A few other things I want to say about character and
Mm-hmm.
also open the floor for you too is I just have written down the way Rachel nods. Just
Like
thought
just
I'd
when
like to
when responding to anything.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I love that.
When
can't quite
Shu
picture
is
it. Like, can you do it
satisfied,
for
he
me?
kind of snarls.
Oh my god, he
Shu
does.
snarls.
You're so right. Like his smile is like
He snarls.
he looks
He's-
like a fox or something. Do you know what I mean? Like a wolf kind of.
Yeah, totally. And then I don't know why I have these written down in this section, but I have Julia Roberts selling shoes. Was that something? I don't. And then I have Everybody Loves Counting.
Oh my, is that like
What is that?
Is that the Britney Spears lyric? Like
Oh,
the
1, 2,
threesome.
3?
Remember when they in Britney 2.0 when they sing the threesome song? Didn't we watch
Oh,
that?
Everybody
Loves
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
What is? Because I thought Everybody Loves Me.
Yeah.
Is the lyric. Like,
the
1,
thing
2,
with Glee
3,
is, like-
everybody loves. Oh.
It's like, but it's counting. 'cause
It
it's, like,
really is
threesome.
counting?
And a funny thing about Glee is like there's a kids boppy quality that will like teach you the lyrics of a song because it's like not like a performer like fudging the syllables or something
And,
to make
but
it
also
just
they'll
sound good and
change
sexy.
the lyrics.
Oh, they will?
Like they,
to-
I mean,
to
like in a Kids
sanitize it?
Bop way where they changed like
There
there
is
was
such
one
a kids bop quality to it.
There was one that
crazy,
I wrote
actually.
down that was like, oh, I think it was Starships.
Oh my God, the Starships performance is actually like a little, which is because that actress who I think you named earlier, but I can't remember.
Wait,
Unique.
who? Doesn't Jane Lynch? Oh, Unique. Alex Newell.
Unique is such an incredible performer, but that Starships performance is actually like so fun to watch, but is super kids boppy.
It's scary.
Right?
Yeah.
Like-
I actually didn't even, I'm trying
It's a little like, I feel like Glee really flops whenever they did like Nicki Minaj or something. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, like it's too,
something a little too high
it's
energy.
too like specific of a.
When it got too pop,
Damn,
like they
the
couldn't
lyric
handle
that
too
they
pop.
changed that I wrote down, but maybe I'll get to it as we. Oh wait, I just found it. It's
Tell me now, love.
Starships was changed to higher than any other.
Higher than
A
any
motherfucker.
Other.
Yeah,
That's like how they sing it.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, any other characters we need to talk about, or favorite numbers before we just
favorite numbers?
skip
This is
through
a
the
random
episodes
number,
we
but I
watched
want to
together?
say it.
Okay.
Like I think it's totally random. I bet you haven't even seen it, but in season 3, there's a time when the girls split off and form a rival Glee club. That's just the girls. It's the Treble Tones.
Wait, is this during the mashup episode? No, because those are two of my favorite numbers too.
No.
The Halo Walking in Sunshine
This
and
is
the
a
Confessions.
separate Girls
It's My
Be
Life.
Boys,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
it's season 3. It's like 2 seasons later, and it's Santana and Brittany and Mercedes singing Candyman, the Christina Aguilera song. And like,
yeah.
I will actually, I think you'll die at the performance. Like they put on these little like sailor suits and do the best like choreography.
This is for what song again?
Candyman.
Candyman. Right.
Yeah, Christina Aguilera, and like they really eat it up. They really do. Like like anyone who Googles and watches it will agree with me. Like they just
Okay,
will.
cool. I mean, that sounds like
I wonder,
the
but-
best 3.
Yeah,
Just cracking my
performers
tail.
together.
Any other songs or characters? I wanted
That's
to
just
mention.
what's coming up right now.
Pardon me.
That's just what I've got right now.
I want to mention "And I Am Telling You" by Mercedes. Which is
thanks for mentioning.
Yeah.
I also want to mention "Turn Around, Bright Eyes."
Oh yeah, total
Like
eclipse
that.
of the heart.
Oh yes, like that is actually an incredible performance that like only the two of them could have pulled off.
Who is it?
I
Rachel
think.
and Finn.
No, Rachel and Jonathan Groff. Like
I want to eat his butthole.
I
Like, just to
bet,
go
I bet.
that route with
I
this
bet,
podcast.
I
Like
bet,
I want
bet.
to eat that.
well, you tell the truth, and like that's frankly the truth of the situation
Hot
right now.
double butt.
Have you seen the Spring Awakening concert reunion doc?
I've seen the doc, but I haven't seen the show.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're on
Yeah.
the same page.
Okay, great.
So there's this moment in that doc, and it was really fun to watch that as like a lover of Glee, but not having seen Spring Awakening. But like, if you're gonna bully people on this podcast, I honestly don't think you should have them on.
No, but don't you think when someone misspeaks and you
Yeah.
like parrot it back to them, that's like the most
Like
best way to
relieving
get
thing you
close
can
to
do.
someone.
Yeah, and it actually like made me feel like I could be loose still, which is cool.
right, like.
But there's this moment when Jonathan Groff hears Lea Michele singing for the first time in like 10 years, singing like Mama Who Bore Me or whatever.
Fuck, yeah.
And he starts weeping, crying. Like he's sitting in the chair next to her. They're in rehearsal and he like cannot keep it together. He's crying so hard. And it's like, that's the Glee Club. And like now this is a doc where like, so that's actually who they are too. Like they're hearing Rachel sing, and it's actually more exaggerated than it was on Glee. It's not a single tear. It's like he's
layered
sobbing,
and meta.
crying. He's sobbing, crying, listening to her sing. And they were like in love on stage. Like that doc is surreal. Yeah.
I do want to say like, so this is a phrase I'm trying to push if you want to bring this out. So you go like, I don't want it. I didn't get it at all. And you go like, at all.
I love it. I'm into it. Okay, wait,
Okay.
what are your favorite performances?
I said them all. I said
You said them
maybe
all?
this time. I didn't say the other Kristen Chenoweth was Home, which is maybe my like all time from The Wiz, and she's singing it as a white woman.
So
but
you really love her.
I love Kristen
It's
Chenoweth.
coming out. Like you really love her.
I really do.
And I honestly
And
like
she's great.
didn't totally know that. So it's
I mean,
cool.
I don't like really love her outside of
Yeah.
this, and I don't know her outside of
Wow,
this.
wow.
I actually, it's just
So I'm
her
actually
Glee.
finding that really beautiful. Like
I just like
not
maybe this
even
time and
previous
Home are
worship.
probably my 2 favorite Glee songs.
that's beautiful.
Actually,
I mean, you know who else I need to shout out right now
Hmm.
is Kate Hudson in season 4 of this television show.
well, let's go up to that. We
Yeah.
watched that episode.
She is incredible in this. Like obviously like her intense sexual magnetism is like something to be reckoned with.
Yep.
And
She's hot.
Yeah.
Is she a great dancer though? Because her character
I
is
mean,
like
I don't think
She's a dance
is
teacher
necessarily,
who
but
is a
she
star.
is able to still sell that as reality. Like you still kind of buy it, even though she's not like
yeah, she sells.
You don't
it.
see her dancing.
And then she's also pouring rum in her smoothies.
Yes, she's another one of these beautiful lost, sexy single white women in their 40s who are teaching show choir in some capacity.
That's from the New
Which
York.
there are 3 of them. That's very
There's
interesting.
Kristen. There's
I actually think
and
we
so you
maybe
think
even
Gwyneth-
said this earlier, like
We did.
almost verbatim. So just covering some
just to make sure we got that
points.
they support the alcoholic
Yeah.
women.
It's like how Boyhood does it twice.
Wait, I
Didn't you
remember
just
the one
watch
time. I
Boyhood?
just watched it.
It's two like alcoholic dads or whatever.
I remember the
Or
one
deadbeat
who like
dads.
throws the stuff. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's
right?
two.
It's just like a pattern.
God, I
repeating itself.
loved Boyhood.
Same. I think
Shout
that's
out to
like my
Patricia.
favorite movie. Like I'll say it right now ever.
I think sort of same. Although I just watched Before Sunrise for the first time. Have you
I've
seen
been
it?
meaning to
Watch
this
it so then we
trilogy.
can all do the second one together. It's
Okay.
literally like the most romantic and incredible thing.
Because it's like, well, I'll just watch
Yeah.
it. I'll just watch it.
So let's go through these episodes we saw together.
Yes,
Just like
yes.
hit them. The first one we
I
watched
bet
was,
many have not seen, and I bet you and I are some of the only people who have seen these. Like,
Yeah.
no one
Well-
watched this. I can't find other people who watched it. Maybe there were some, but
I mean, everyone. Wait, people didn't watch.
not season 4. I mean, not anyone I know. Like, I'm sure lots of people did because they had tons of money still.
Well, I was gonna circle back to season 1. I mean, season 4, like Sarah Jessica. I want to talk about that more
Yeah.
in like the makeover. I
Kurt's
that,
makeover?
Yeah, like that or
oh,
Rachel's.
Kurt gives Rachel a
Yeah,
makeover.
that was like heaven. on
yeah.
earth.
In the Vogue like fashion room, they really do
Yes.
like a Devil Wears Prada. Like,
I know. And Sarah
Nod.
Jessica is just like a ray of light. She should have been nominated, honestly.
I mean, she is a ray of light. Like, let's also quickly say like thank you to her. I love that she did this. It kind of reminds me of, you know how like in Harry Potter all these like tour de force like
Yeah,
British
like
actors like do this
Maggie
series.
Smith.
It kind of reminds me of that. It's like you guys
Literal.
did this for like gay
It's that same
teens.
genre.
Like
It's
you
the
guys
same-
did this for gay teens. Like
good.
you supported like local art or something. Do you know what I mean? Or like public art or something.
Okay, but what about the funk episode we watched that was weird?
That was weird. I mean, some of season 1 and 2, like when we were trying to rewatch, was really not
know,
hitting in a
that's
way
what
that
was
was like
strange.
disenchanting and a little scary, and like
Yeah.
honestly made me want to stop watching because I was like, I don't want to like think the show is bad. Honestly, I
Well-
think you just feel too old for it or something.
Also, funk was particularly bad.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a flop.
this is a Wikipedia quote.
Mm-hmm.
CNN's Lisa Respers France noted that she was slightly disturbed, quote, by Quinn's, quote, weird performance of It's a man's world.
Oh My God, that is the weirdest performance where they have teen moms. I'm actually like convulsing and having a flashback. They have all these like local teen moms, and she like is singing like so sultrily
Sultry.
and like holding her belly, singing "It's a man's world." This is a man's world.
She throws away. That's why I was like, she throws it. She's
my
like,
God.
this is a man's world. Like,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like not putting any
I
muscle
think like
into anything.
in the way that is kind of in line with like a certain like beauty standard that I think works for that type of character, which is like they have to be very passive and like
Nothingness,
can't like
yeah.
have to like be totally void.
Wait. TV Guide named Quinn's cover one of Glee's worst performances.
Wait, I actually think I had a couple worst Glee performances written down.
Let's hear.
Okay.
While you look those up, they named that baby Beth, which is just
Oh
like...
my God, what was that?
And also
and,
Birth.
And Idina Menzel adopts the baby, and then Quinn tries
then
to take the
leaves.
baby back. Do
She
you know this?
does?
She tries to like
And does she
frame
succeed?
Idina Menzel as a bad mom, like calls CPS and tries to get her baby back, like and dyes her hair pink, like and becomes a rebel. And then
Quinn?
And then later that year gets into Yale, like cleans up her act and gets into Yale and is
Wait,
going
I
to
need to
Yale.
hear more about
And
the crazy
it starts
shit
the
that
season where
happened.
like so she has the baby at the end of season 1. Is that right?
Yeah, because
That's
it's
like how they
intercut
end it.
with Bohemian Rhapsody. We watched that episode.
So-
and Birth as a concept on TV is overdone to me, by the way.
Yes, agree. And also, like, I'm so weirded out at how many times I've seen it on TV and never in person, like, or in real life or whatever. Like, it's really weird to me. It's like the same prom effect. It's like, I'm not going to see a birth until, like, I'm giving birth. Like, it's kind of like I had sex before watching porn, and it's like, maybe that's not right. Like, or wait, that is
Wait,
right.
what did you had sex before watching porn, which is
Yeah.
you did?
Yeah.
Do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous. I like did years of porn addiction before I ever got to sex.
Like I think it's impossible now. Like I think kids like have so much
Porn
internet
comes to
access.
you.
Like like you can't even avoid it. Like I basically like am just like trying to Google normal stuff sometimes. What am I talking? What am I talking? I'm like trying to act like any porn I've ever seen was basically like a pop-up that like I just click on. Do you know what I mean? I'm like
You had no
like,
responsibility.
I'm acting like you don't even seek it out. It like finds its way to you. It's like okay, like whatever.
You could though.
That's something I said. Like whatever, whatever. All right. Should I say also that when they do Gold Digger, when Mr. Shu does Gold Digger, like that is one of my very least favorite performances. In a way that was like, sometimes the show was doing stuff that it was like, this isn't okay. Like,
no, not at all.
I love you guys, but like what you did tonight wasn't okay.
A lot of the rap stuff was like very wrong.
It's like, that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't have happened. Okay, I'm sorry. There's like a beautiful bird outside of the window. Like, it just has to be said. Right there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Sorry. Like, I saw her and I wanted to show you guys.
I know, when you see something special. Like.
So, let's go through the rest of the cast. Is there more to say?
Yeah. I feel like I looked through the episodes we saw and we basically covered all those points. The new guy named Jacob, Artist, I just think like his last name was Artist. Like that wasn't chosen.
This has been very powerful for you.
Yeah, I just like.
I saw these TikToks about a burglar whose the woman's name is Cat Burglar. And it's like, her destiny was to become a burglar.
She didn't choose that?
Someone needs to find like the psychology behind that. Like,
I bet
if
she
you call
chose
someone
to become
burglar,
one because her name was, not only was her last name Burglar, her first name was Cat.
And like, I actually should show you some of these videos. It's like incredible. She's like describing how she would steal out of houses. She's like, I wanted them to have an alarm system because then I knew if I saw a dog inside of there, the alarm system wasn't active, but they would have all their stuff out because like they thought it was protected, but the motion detector's not going. Like she.
Oh wait.
Do you know what
I get that logic? That like the dog would set off the alarm detector?
Because if you see that they have an alarm system, because she's like, rich people always love to like have like a sign that says like protected by ADT, like this house is watched by whatever. ADT, sure. She was like, okay, so thank you. Now I know that like you have stuff in there you want to protect. So she's like, I know that's a house I should hit. And then if she saw the alarm was on, but a dog was walking around, it meant that she could like break open a kitchen window and get in there, depending on the glass, like because like if the dog is moving around, the motion sensor for the alarm is not on.
Okay. But then what would the alarm do? Like
you couldn't go through the front door.
Oh, sure.
Like that would set off the alarm.
Of course.
But you could go through the window. And good luck to anyone who takes this advice, by the way.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Low key.
So we can.
So what else? I mean,
say that
Sam is hot. To speak of other.
Sam is hot. Sam is hot.
Sam is hot.
Sam is hot.
Good blowy lips.
Yep. Yep. I don't like when he pushes his hair back later in the season.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And he dated Emma Watson. Do you know that? You're speechless.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did you mean to say what I think you just said?
Yes, Hermione Granger. He dated. I know. It is like, it's all fun and games. It's like, you can say he's hot, but then you learn they dated, and it's like, well, that's not okay.
I mean,
like,
he's not.
Yeah, he's not that hot.
Refined.
No, I had this exact same reaction that you're having, which is like, he's like throwaway hot. Like, he's definitely cute, but that's like the princess.
For sure.
Like,
I mean, I guess that's hot. Yeah, but that's
Emma Watson is like the princess.
Emma Watson is the princess.
So it's like, she's the princess. Like, I don't know that it was Sam from Glee.
I'm closing my laptop. Like, I don't need to reference my notes anymore. But no, literal, Emma's the princess. Mm-hmm. Who else do we need to mention?
I mean, I want to actually quickly shout out season 4. Marley is an incredible performer. Oh. Like, I actually find her quite moving.
Is she the main girl?
Yeah.
She gets with Jacob Artist.
Yes. Whose mom works in the cafeteria.
Yeah. There's another example where like they wrote characters who would have like experienced similar things in real life in a way that like that must have been really painful on set.
Yeah. And like they gave her a really intense eating disorder plotline.
Marley?
Yeah, like later in the seasons that like I always found like interesting.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, like they were always really trying to like force like hot button topics.
Yeah, they were. They weren't afraid
issues.
to
like,
push things, which is interesting because like intense things happened on set. I mean, I don't even want to go there, but one other thing that just came to mind is like the amount of times for every song they had to do this, film the reactions of the people watching and being moved by like the actors must have been at the end like we've seen it.
And like I think that's part of why the show is so exhausting too. And like, so when they are selling it, it's like, wow, like that's part of what's so cool about the background characters is like they background acted for like 10 hours probably a day.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is hard to do like I'll just say that.
No, total. Like it's
that's
hard.
And
work.
like that's all they get to become stars too, like to get pulled more towards like the main screen. Like I feel like Britney and Santana do so well in the background that it's like you have to give them a solo.
Yeah, well, that's the
Or more
amazing
plotline.
thing about Britney is the core.
It's the amazing thing about TV too is like I love when you go into like the B-row characters or whatever later
same,
seasons.
Completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the show.
I love it so much.
It means so much to me.
It's fucking like scary at times.
Yeah, and like it's not okay. I want to be really clear about that too.
Yeah, it made some huge flubs. But like, thank God. Like if everything was like, it got it perfectly right. Like
it
okay,
like pushed
like,
things
we're
forward. Like you can't say it didn't push things forward.
I mean,
think.
the trans stuff is huge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like all the gay, like
all the gay stuff. The gay.
Like,
I actually
hit the whole range, or not the whole range.
I just really do believe that like Kurt and the gay like is actually like the thing that made gay okay.
Yeah.
At least in my journey.
I think like there's some element of that with Santana and Britney too. It's like it's cool.
Yeah.
Or something. Maybe just even personally.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I guess I should have thought of the lesbian stuff just as much.
No, like
like
you didn't need to. I was here.
Yeah. Okay.
This has been a joy.
It's been a joy.
Is there anything else you have? I might quickly look through my little note.
I have an interesting idea for how we could close it.
Yeah.
Like
the quarterback episode.
Oh, that's when I haven't seen that one.
We don't even need to talk about it.
I would just say, here's an idea of how we could close it. Like, do we retake the 8 quiz and see if we've like changed who we are now?
Yeah, I love that.
Because like I definitely feel different after this combo.
I love that. We came in as 2 Mirandas.
Yeah.
2 Miranda side something.
Yeah.
I'm feeling freer. I'm feeling like lighter.
I'm feeling freer. I'm feeling smarter.
I'm feeling maybe more like annoying.
I'm feeling more
too.
well researched
and like more in my Glee state of mind, like annoying teen. I might be like randomly transitioning into a Jessa like kind of phase.
I might be becoming sort of a shosh because I'm like you know. But also I was gonna say like this is crazy. But like, what about like Dr. Naya Wallace from Just Like
You never said that was allowed. Like that's like a cheat. I know it's a cheat,
but like, what if you can tertiarily include like and just like that or Big
By
Little
the way,
Lies?
the game was 8. Like I couldn't. Like so, I like would have if I could have. Like I'm honestly like if that's allowed, feeling really Steve-ish. I don't know.
Oh shit! Chick that's not moving like a gypsy. Whoa!
Like I think that could be true. Look. Me and
you do look
and
Stevie to me.
Like there's something about
I would say
me
Steve
today.
for you. Who would you say for me?
Well, now that we have like the whole universe roped in, and I know you want Naya Wallace. Like
no, I actually don't.
Wait, I think you're actually moving into the real estate woman,
Seema. Because I did just do the real estate.
Because I think you're kind of like about to get a suit or something. Do you know, like a sassy like?
For a second, I thought you meant a lawsuit. I was like, why would you wish that on me?
No, maybe a lawsuit, like in a positive way. Like you get to sue like a horrible corporation for like stealing a drawing or something.
The legal fees would still.
They're covered by this amazing lawyer. Yeah, who really believes in you.
So Seema for me and Steve for you.
Don't you see it like Seema smoking, like being like, I'm ready for love. Like I'm optimistic. Like
The only thing with her is she's like super rich and.
Yeah, but listen, that's what I'm feeling for you. I'm feeling money coming in.
Yeah,
I feel it for everyone.
Giddy
like,
up, horse.
Because I think like we're gonna boycott Kellogg and like it's all gonna get readjusted.
Us a lot of money.
Yeah.
In the suit against Kellogg.
Continue boycotting Kellogg, everybody.
Thank you for boycotting Kellogg.
For those who don't know why we're boycotting, it's because the CEO told Americans who are struggling to eat cereal for dinner with their kids, and that it was a suitable meal replacement, even though they like legally have to show cereal on TV with like an apple and a banana. Like even the FDA was like, you have to do that.
I've only had a bowl of cereal without fruit today. Yeah. I'm actually really hungry.
I bet. Let's get you something.
Let's eat and smoke even more.
I hope it wasn't Kellogg's cereal. I will say
it was Cheerios.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all for listening. It's been such a delight. Thank you, Molly, for being on here and like having the most insightful, beautiful thoughts. And
it was such a pleasure.
Your Saturday.
It was an honor to have this place in history. I will say, like
you're the first.
Suck it, like everyone after. Sorry, like it happened.
I can't imagine a guest being as formidably brilliant as you. Though honestly, like I could just kind of sit back and bask in your mind.
Well, I look forward to listening to every single episode that follows.
Thank you. I'm so excited
the rest
about
of the
this.
world.
And I thank you both again. Natalie's here listening, and you guys really encouraged me to do this. And after doing this, it feels like the right choice. Like, this was so much fun.
Like, you're honestly like Carrie, and you're honestly Lena, because you're like the artist of our generation. Is what I will say quickly
Stop
now here
fuck
today.
Out with that.
I can't. You know I can't.
Well, let's go party now.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna talk about all the things that I wanna talk about. We'll just keep talking. We'll just keep talking. Just keep talking. Talking. For so long. Ow, we're babbling on. We're babbling
Babbling On is created, produced, and edited by Hilton Dresden. The theme song is by Benny Cotoletta, featuring Callie Baker, and is produced by Benny Cotoletta and Jack Krause. The artwork is by Hilton Dresden. Audio consultation from Kenzie Woodrow and Dallas Seeker. Special thanks to Alec Cohen, Natalie Rotter-Lateman, Molly Montgomery, Nick Krause, and to everyone who has subscribed to Babbling On the Substack and refused to shut the fuck up.